Hello guys, and welcome to another one of our videos where we'll talk about vacuum storage or pharmaceutical products and medical supplies. So really quick, let us tell you more about us. We are Senatron. We are an engineering excellence company. We're located in Salt Lake City, Utah. We've been in business since 2008, and we're experts in vacuum science and technology, custom fabrication, especially polymer fabrication, and robustly designed and quality engineered systems. So we develop, design, manufacture vacuum systems, and that includes laboratory equipment, leak testing systems, instrumentation, and we also make vacuum storage systems. And keep in mind that everything that we make and design and build for you is envisioned, it's designed, and it's made in the USA. So before I forget, please like this video, please subscribe, and leave any comments or questions that you guys have in the comment section below. All right, so this is what our design requirements were. So the design requirements were to build two acrylic vacuum chambers that were 20-inch cube inside dimension, front loading, and each of the chambers had to have 6 removable trays. It had to be a portable system. That means that they wanted to have both of these chambers on a 80-20 frame, on a frame structure that they could move around their facility, and also that they can lock the casters once they find a place for it. And the rating of these chambers had to be about 1 torr absolute pressure rating. Now we've actually built 2 of these systems because, believe it or not, probably a week or so later, after we shipped the first system, we had another client come to us and actually ask about a identical system to build for them, and we actually built it for them, but they wanted to have a controller. So they wanted us to build a controller for them that would monitor the vacuum inside the chambers and keep the vacuum inside the chambers between absolute pressure of 1/2 torr and 1.5 torr, meaning that once the pressure reaches 1.5 torrs, they wanted this control system to essentially decrease the pressure to 0.5 torr and then kind of just let it store there. So let us talk about principles of vacuum storage and control. So essentially you have several components here. The vacuum chamber, the vacuum gauge, a vacuum controller, vacuum valve, and of course the vacuum pump. So what happens is that inside the vacuum chamber, you have a certain vacuum level in absolute pressure. And what happens is that the vacuum controller will sense this absolute pressure inside the vacuum chamber. And if the pressure is above the low set point, the controller will initiate the vacuum valve to open and of course to turn on the vacuum pump. What will happen is that the vacuum inside the chamber will decrease and keep decreasing until it hits the high set point, which in our example was 1/2 torr, and this was 1.5 torr. So once it hits that high set point, what's going to happen is that, excuse me guys, what's going to happen is that the vacuum controller will turn off the vacuum valve, and it will also turn off the vacuum pump, and as the vacuum valve is closed, the vacuum chamber will be closed, and then all that's going to happen is that it will monitor this vacuum inside the chamber. So after some time, now this is, these vacuum values are not up to scale. So, and we just wanted to show you kind of this zigzag behavior, but it's probably going to take, depending on the outgassing and depending how much outgassing your specimen will have inside the chamber, what's going to happen is that the pressure or the vacuum will slowly decrease. The vacuum will slowly decrease while the pressure, of course, simultaneously absolute pressure will increase until it hits this low set point of 1.5 torr. At that point, the vacuum controller will initiate and turn on the vacuum pump, open the vacuum valve, and start evacuating this vacuum chamber again, bringing it down to 0.5 torr. Now, this will continue happening until infinity. As long as the system is engaged and turned on, the vacuum controller will control the vacuum inside the vacuum chamber at a certain absolute pressure. So let us talk about our Senatron vacuum controller model 909 or 909. So This model will provide you and give you full vacuum control. The user inputs certain set points, vacuum set points like we talked about, upper and lower set point, you know, and also the rate of change of pressure, of course, vacuum, hence vacuum. And you can control between 760 torr and 0.01 torr. And you can also do a pressure control up to 15 psi G, depending what system you get, depending what option you get. And this will give you an altitude simulation of up to approximately 200,000 feet. Now, another beauty of this, vacuum controller is that it has the ASTM D6653 or D6653M test protocol recipe, and I can link. We'll go ahead and link to a paper that talks more about this protocol, and this is an ASTM standard that is used to perform package and seal integrity testing at higher altitudes. Now, another cool thing about this controller is that it includes a vacuum pump relay that will essentially turn on and off the vacuum pump. And in the back of this controller, you just have a plug where you plug in your vacuum pump, and it has a vacuum valve. So this does not have to be purchased separately. It's already included in this controller. And you can set vacuum, you can have vacuum hold time, venting time, run, jog, and manual mode. So this is very, very versatile. And if you want to know more about it, there's going to be a link about this controller, and we will show you and actually talk more about this controller. But this was the controller that was used with regards to this system. So as you guys can see, those are the two acrylic vacuum chambers, 20-inch cube, and you can kind of see the trays. And we have left the protective cover on the acrylic trays just so we can better illustrate how it looks like and how they're sitting there. And they're all essentially sitting on a aluminum table frame structure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the door and of course clamp the door, close the clamps, and this is how it looks like. And of course close the bottom door as well. Simply close it, and as you can see, these chambers are fully transparent, and they are essentially also fully portable, meaning that you can move them anywhere, and you can kind of see the red lockable casters at the bottom of this assembly. And then on the right side, you can see the dial vacuum gauge, and you can see two valves. One is for the vacuum and the other one is for the venting. And let me go ahead and open this door, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start removing the trays slowly. There we go. So you kind of remove the tray, and I'll just place them on the ground. So let me kind of show you. So this is how it looks like. So there's trays, and then you can kind of see these shelves, these little notches on the side walls, and these are essentially used. They kind of keep these trays in place. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna remove it right there. It's kind of really awkward to hold my phone in one hand and then remove the trays in another, but as you can see, you can operate this with one hand, and they slide easily out, and as you can see, this is how it looks like. So it's a fully transparent chamber, and I've kind of placed these trays on the bottom. You can kind of see these shelf holders, and then I can just close the door. So you can remove the trays, place them back in, close the door. This is how it looks like. And right there. So this is our system. Two chambers, 20-inch cube each, and you can store a lot of stuff inside this chamber, inside these trays. So let me go ahead and place these trays back. Here we go. Oh, it's kind of awkward because I had to watch the camera and then coordinate my hand to put the tray in. So sometimes it makes it a little bit difficult. I'm still working on it. Maybe I should use a GoPro or whatnot, so it's gonna be easier. There we go. Yeah, maybe I should do that. And oh, there we go. And they slide right in. Yeah, so These protective covers, these beige sheets, we have actually removed them. We just left them on there on these trays so that we can better illustrate how it all looks like. And this is how it all looked like inside the chamber. Otherwise, if we would have removed these sheets, then it would have been really hard to actually see and display and illustrate the trays. And as you can see, this is our vacuum gauge, and it's a dial vacuum gauge, so it will show you approximately where you are in your vacuum. Alright guys, this is it. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Or if you have any questions, please type them up in the comment section below. You can also reach us at sanitron.com and click on contact us, and we provide our phone number, our email address. So feel free to call us, feel free to email us, and thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.